Don't fall from a ladder. Don't use the wrong ladder. Before use, always inspect a ladder for cracks and loose rungs. Choose a ladder that is long enough so that you can stay off the top rungs. When climbing or descending, always use 3 points of contact. Don't overreach. Gravity will pull you down. Be sure of your balance by keeping your belt buckle between the rails. A ladder should have secure, unbroken safety feet. Use a board on soft earth or anywhere you need to securely level the feet. Always be mindful of the 4-to-1 rule. Set the ladder 1 foot out for every 4 feet up to the point of support. Rungs are 1 foot apart, so it's easy to figure the angle. After inspecting your ladder, take any ladder out of service if it has broken or missed rungs, broken or split side rails, or any other faulty or defective construction. Ladder feet must be placed on a substantial base, and the area around the top and bottom of the ladder shall be kept clear. Ladders are not made to be used in a horizontal position as platforms, runways, or scaffolds. Ladders should not be placed in passageways, doorways, driveways, or any location where they may be hit or disturbed by other activities. Other workers and other people are not going to watch out for you, so if you have to set up in a common area, protect yourself and your ladder with barricades or guards. Inattention is the main weak spot in the defense against falls. So whatever you are doing, remember 3 rules. First of all, watch what you are doing. Stay aware of what you are doing and concentrate. And the most important rule, don't let distractions ruin your day or your life. Thanks for watching and have a safe day.
I'd like to demonstrate today some safe usage of a ladder. Today I brought a 6-foot ladder with me to demonstrate and to show to you some of the safety devices that need to be in place on a ladder, and also to give you some information about ladders, trying to keep us safe when we have to work at an elevation. OSHA says that whenever we have a break in elevation of 19 inches or more, we have to use some means of accessing that elevation, and usually we use the ladder. Over half of the falls, half of the accidents that are caused by slips and trips occur on a ladder. So even though they do not have any electrical devices or mechanical moving parts, yet the ladder seems to be a very dangerous tool when not used properly. So I'd like to demonstrate today some of the safe uses of the step ladder. First of all, I'm going to set my ladder up, and as I set it up, I'm going to make sure that the locking brace device is pushed to the full extent, and they're all the way down and locked. You never want to leave one up unlocked in that position. You want to make sure that they're down all the way and in a locked position. Then I'm going to look and make sure that my feet are solid and secure. They're on a flat, level surface that's solid. I don't want to have one of the legs up in the air. That would give it a not so steady base. So I'm making sure that it's set up properly. Then I'm going to look at my ladder for defects. And I'm looking at the side rails here. I happen to have a fiberglass ladder. Sometimes we have aluminum or wood. I'm looking at the fiberglass to make sure there are no cracks in the fiberglass, that it hasn't been mistreated or received some damage along the way. And all of the fiberglass components on this ladder look good. And then I'm going to look at the fasteners on each side, the rivets and the fasteners that are holding my steps, my rails, my side rails, my braces. I'm making sure that they all are in good condition and they look good. If I would find a defect in this ladder somewhere, I would take the ladder and tag it immediately, do not use, and get it off of the work site where no one could accidentally use this ladder. So I'm looking for defects. It looks good. So I think I'm ready to try to use my ladder. Now, I have a 6-foot ladder here, but just because it's 6 foot high does not mean that I can ascend this ladder all the way to 6 feet. I must stay down at least 3 steps from the top. So the highest point that I'm going to be able to ascend to is this rung right here. On a 6-foot ladder, my labeling on the side of my ladder says that for this 6-foot ladder, the highest point that I'm allowed to ascend to would be 45 inches. Okay. Also, I'm looking at my labeling system and saying that the maximum load that this ladder is able to support is 300 pounds. So I want to make sure that my weight, the weight of the tools, anything that is going to cause weight on this ladder, I'm not exceeding my 300-pound limit. Okay, so now to climb the ladder properly, after I've made sure that it's on a firm foundation, all the locking devices are in position, the ladder is in good condition, I'm going to ascend using a 3-point stance as I climb this ladder. In other words, I have 3 points of contact with the ladder. 2 hands and 1 foot on the step, and as I ascend the ladder, my foot is here, then I move my hands, so I always maintain 3 points of contact as I'm ascending or descending the ladder. I would never want to try to balance on the ladder like this and carry something with me. It would be a very dangerous situation. We would not want to do that. If after I had gotten to the top I needed something, it's okay. Better to pull it up with a rope or someone hand it to you rather than trying to ascend the ladder in a very unstable condition, unstable situation. As I'm climbing the ladder, I'm looking for, make sure that all of the rungs are clean, that there are no slips, devices on here like oil or grease, maybe some water that would cause me to slip. I'm using my proper shoes that I'm going to have good traction as I climb this ladder. And then as I'm working on the ladder, I never want to climb the backside. These are for braces only. They're not intended to be used as steps, climbing or getting up higher on the ladder. And if I'm here, I do not want to put my leg across and put my leg on this point of the ladder. Never, ever put any weight on the braces. They're not intended to hold that much weight, only on the front. Okay, I do not want to ascend and descend the ladder backwards. And sometimes somebody may want to climb the ladder like this, a very dangerous situation. Always face the ladder as you're climbing. Also, another little thing that I have seen that is very unsafe is walking the ladder. While you're on it, trying to twist the ladder to make it move in a different position. If your ladder's not in the correct position, descend the ladder, move it to where you want to be, and then ascend once again. Be safe on ladders. Ladders can be very dangerous. If we slip on a ladder, usually the injury requires medical attention. So we want to be very careful when we're working around step ladders. Now, not always can we get high enough with a step ladder, or the situation does not merit a step ladder. This is self-supporting. It does not need anything to lean against, but sometimes we have to lean a ladder against a building or a wall to ascend that ladder. Do not use the step ladder for that purpose. In other words, do not close the ladder and lean it against something to ascend. It's a very unsafe condition because part of the ladder, this could come out like that, and it would cause slip, and there's too much pressure being placed on the back support of this supporting ladder, which may not hold that weight, and you would have ladder failure and collapse. So when ascending the ladder and you need to lean it against something, do not use a step ladder. Instead, use an extension ladder or a self-supporting ladder that is intended to lean against the building or upper level where we're going. The non-self-supporting ladder should extend 3 feet above the area where you're going to exit the ladder. Whether it's a roof, the side rails must extend 3 feet above that area. We want to secure the extension ladder, both at the top so that it cannot fall sideways, and at the bottom so it cannot kip out. One thing I like to do is on an extension ladder or non-supporting ladder is to put a stake in the ground behind the ladder, wrap a fastener, a rope, or wire around the rungs of the ladder to keep it from kicking out as you're ascending and descending. And then at the top also it must be fastened to support an anchorage up at the top to keep it from going sideways so that when we're getting off of the ladder, we're safe. No matter which ladder we're using, we always want to use what we call the belt buckle rule. The belt buckle rule goes like this. If I'm ascending the ladder, my center of gravity, my belt buckle, should always be between the rungs. If I have to reach out over the side so that my belt buckle actually goes out past the side rail, it's a dangerous situation. The ladder can tip, I can lose my balance. So the belt buckle rule states let's keep the center of our gravity, or the belt buckle, between the 2 side rails while we're ascending, descending, or working at elevation. Okay, we would never want to paint the ladder. Painting the ladder can hide any defects that may occur, especially on a wooden ladder. The paint covers the cracks or the defects. You can't see that the ladder is defected, and that ladder could fail. So we do not want to paint. We can put some labeling on the side for identification purposes, but we do not want to paint the ladder. We don't want to paint the rungs, the steps, because that can be a slip hazard, causes us to slide and to slip as we go up and down the ladder. Okay, so those are safety issues for self-supporting ladders, step ladders, and non-self-supporting step ladders, sometimes called extension ladders.